Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. If you've never seen a video from me before, my name is Chastity and I like to make things. And today I am making the Densa Dopp travel bag. It's a toiletry bag in essence. And when you purchase the pattern, you do get two sizes. Today I'm making the large size. And for my materials, I am using a cotton print, which I picked up from Walmart. Waverly, I believe, is the brand. And I have interfaced it with Wall Wax Pro Fuse. I have also treated it with liquid vinyl from Heat and Bond. And I am also using this navy faux leather, aka vinyl, which I picked up at Joann's when they were closing their doors. So I got a pretty good price on that, obviously. Otherwise, I probably would not have bought it. I am using a zipper in blue with nickel teeth. That is from Wawak. The zipper pull is also from Wawak and says handmade on it. And the thread is also from Wawak. It's a variegated blue thread. And the lining material is a waterproof canvas from Fabric Wholesale Direct. I am going to follow this pattern to the letter, making sure that I follow all the steps that Joe and Adam have laid out. And I just want to be able to show that if I can make this bag, so can you. And I'm going to go ahead and get started on the first part, which is getting my two exterior pattern pieces sewn together, because obviously they are an odd shape. So I'm going to get them sewn together to make one big rectangle. So sit tight. Two pieces have now been sewn together and form one big rectangle. Now I'm going to start with getting the zipper attached, and once I have that attached, I will show you what it looks like. I have my zipper basted on, and I should probably mention that I have strayed from the instructions because I have not yet put on my zipper pull. But I've only done that way because I am comfortable with fitting a zipper. So if you're not, follow the pattern and do what she tells you to do. I have the first side completely sewn on, flipped out, pressed open the seams, pressed them away from the zipper, and top stitched all the way across. I'm going to repeat the exact same process with the other side, and I will then show you what that looks like. I have sewn on both sides of the zipper, of the exterior and the lining to the zipper, and you do need to top stitch that last section. And since I did not fit my zipper pull, I can easily pull this apart. What I've done, however, is I have marked a line across the back so that when I fit the zipper pull back on, I know that I'm lined up. I will also look at how the teeth are situated, and this side is just a tad higher, so that's how I know which side should go into the zipper first. I'm going to go ahead and pull that apart so that I can get these sides pulled away from that zipper and I can top stitch it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that top stitching, and then we'll see where we're at from there. Now that I've done the top stitching on the exterior pieces pulled out, or the lining in the exterior pulled wrong sides together and top stitch that, I need to sew up the bottom of the lining, but just the bottom and not the whole thing. You need a way to turn this bag out once it's done, or once it's ready to be birthed. So what I've done is I have marked according to the pattern on either side of my center markings. I've also on the other side of that will be my little handmade label that I sewed in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and sew across the bottom. When I get to my little marks, I'm gonna turn it and feed it through, and then when I do the other side, I'll come on this way and then turn it. And I feel like that helps to, one, strengthen that opening, but also to let it flip in when you gotta sew it up at the end. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back. I have sewn up that bottom, just like I said, turning out towards the edge of the fabric. And when I flip that right side out, that extra stitching will force that turn hole to fold in to the exact measurement of where it needs to be. Now, slight different than the pattern, because it did tell me to press that out and make it flat. And now I can't do that. It's okay. It's okay, because I did the last one the same way. So yeah, it's gonna come out okay. I'm not too worried. And if I was, I'd unpick it. Now, that's getting set aside for the moment. Going to work on the grab handle. I've marked where it told me to mark, and I'm using double-sided sticky tape, very sticky tape, in order to fold this in to where it needs to go. And I will do the stitching lines just like the pattern tells me to, and I'll show you that here in just a sec. The grab handle is done. I'm gonna set that aside for the moment. I also went ahead and made the little pull tab, so when you're pulling the zipper you have something to grab a hold of. Those two are done for the moment. I am now going to flip all of this right side out. I'm going to put my zipper pull on. Once I have the zipper pull on, I will show you what that looks like. So I did put my zipper pull on, and I pulled it all the way right back off again. The reason I did that is to make sure that that zipper is completely closed up. Don't want any bubbles on it, and my line does line up. So now I get to put that zipper pull back on again. And I like to do this where I don't pull very far. I get my first side in, get my second side in, give it a little nudge. Uh-oh, that didn't work. Try again. There we go. So I just backed it up a little bit and, you know, fed it back on there. And now my zipper pull is on. And now I get to turn this all back wrong side out again. So I went ahead and flipped out everything so that it was inside out essentially, and the lining piece was separate from the exterior. And because I couldn't stop myself, I went ahead and aligned the centers with that zipper. And I am meant to go ahead and trim that zipper now. However, I'm not ready. I'm going to just leave it as is for the moment. And I'm going to finish clipping all the way around. And then I'm going to mark exactly where the pattern tells me to mark for the corners and cut those out. Now, one of the things that I did was jump the gun. Now, when I made this tab, I was not thinking ahead to say, oh, I'm going to have a corner that is treated with vinyl that I can use. The other difference is that corner is going to have the profuse in it, which will make it thicker. And I don't need it to be that thick. I just need it to be like it is. So this cute little tiny square, slightly rectangular as opposed to square. But I'm very happy with how this was. But follow the pattern. Don't do as I do. Just know that there are alternatives. So I'm going to go ahead and finish clipping all the way around. And like I said, I'm going to mark and measure and mark the corners and cut those out and show you where that's at once I get there. Alright, I have cut out my corners all the way around, and I went ahead and sewed up this one seam with 2 rows of stitching just to make sure that I knew what I was doing before I showed you. So what I am gonna do now that I have sewn up that end is trim out the zipper tape. I also have attached my little tab at this same end so that when you go to close the zipper, it'll give you something to pull on. Now, since I did just cut that, zipper tape frays, so you have to melt it down a little bit and make sure I got all that. There we go. There we go. Nice pretty stitching. I find that I don't remember who first suggested it, but it was in one of my groups. If you're skipping stitches when you're trying to sew over a zipper, turn it over and sew it from the opposite side so that your zipper teeth are facing down, and that will help you to not skip stitches. Now, of course, it can still happen. Depends on your material, depends on your needle, depends on your machine. For me, I'm okay. My machine can handle it as long as I flip it over. Sometimes it handles it right side up too. I'm going to go ahead and sew up this other side, and we'll be right back. I have sewn both edges. I have marked my centers on these. Anytime you're boxing corners, which is inevitably what we're going to be doing here, but anytime you're boxing corners, you want to know where your centers are. And what happens when you don't have a seam is you have to mark it. So I just took little tiny clips out of each on the fold, and wow, that looks huge on camera. It's not that big. Yeah, I just snipped a little triangle out so I knew where the center was on lining and on the exterior. And now we are going to play with our handle. This is fun. This is probably the most challenging part, is fitting this in to this. Other than that, everything is very, very straightforward and easy to do. So if I can do it, you can do it. Now, I'm going to go ahead and pay attention to what the pattern tells me for this, get it all clipped into place, and I will show you what it looks like. I've got my grab handle basted in. You can see that stitching line right there where it's basted in, and I have essentially boxed the exterior corner and the lining corner. I have not done anything with the rest. That's a hot mess. We ain't playing with that right now. We're only playing with the corner that we are dealing with. We'll do one at a time, nice and slow. If you try to do too much at one time, it all gets muddled. No sense in giving yourself more stress than you need. Deal with one thing at a time. I'm going to go ahead and stitch up that corner, and I will show you when that's done, and then we'll do the rest. Alright, that corner is all sewn up. I'm going to go ahead and tack all the other 3 corners, and once I've got all 3 done, I will show you what it's like before I turn it out. I have sewn all 4 corners, and now we get to turn it right side out. We're going to use that hole that I left in the lining, and I'm just going to start pulling through and seeing if it's going to fight me or not, or if it'll be an easy one. Generally speaking, anytime you include vinyl and stuff, it does make it a little tougher to turn stuff around, but yeah, we're just going for it. seeing what happens. And since all the corners are kind of sewn together, it should sort of pull itself through as you get each part to go through. And we're going to push a little bit. There we go. Yeah, it's coming through quite nice. And there's some stabilizer to add to this as well, which I will do. But man, I love it when stuff does what I want it to do and it comes out this good. That little zipper tab. Now, I will, of course, add the stabilizer in and sew up that seam on the inside. But there she is, our grab handle. Unzip that way, use our little tab to zip it back up. Man, I might have to make something like this using the, I never seem to make the same pattern with the same materials twice, but I really like that navy with that fabric. So I imagine that I will make something else using the same combination. And yeah, so I'd say if you're in need of a toiletry bag and you want just a simple one, Country Cow Designs, the Densa Dopp. It's a winner. Settle down, buddy. You want to go outside? He wants booty scratches. Yeah, I know it. You want booty scratches. I'm sorry. Puppy. Hey, hey. Goodness gracious. No, come here. You gotta stay away from me. You're gonna destroy things. You can't destroy things. I gotta finish sewing this bag. I'm almost done. I'm almost done. You're gonna let the whole world know how much you beg me. You wanna go outside? Yeah. Oh, come on now. Okay. Take boy out. And then I'll finish him. He's outside for the time being. And technically he's outside alone, but door's wide open, so he can come back in anytime he wants. And in case you're wondering, I am doing a ladder stitch on the bottom of this turning hole, or on the turning hole, to give it the most concealed stitch close possible. came out really good. And turn that back right side out. And the stabilizer is in. I actually put the stabilizer in and I used a piece of cotton and put it inside the bag and then put my iron in on top of the cotton piece so that the stabilizer would adhere to the base. And there she is. The Densa Dopp Kit, Country Cow Designs, in all her glory. I think it's fantastic. Plus, it's still squishy. So even though it has that stabilizer, you can still squish it and store it. And it's got a great handle. It's such a great pattern. I literally took mine to Paris. So, both of mine, because I have the large and the small. And don't know what that was. Yeah, quite happy. I just want to say thank you. All of you have stuck around this far. And if you have anyone that you know that is unsure of themselves when it comes to sewing, send them my way and just let them know. If I can do it, so can they. So can you. It just takes a little bit of time and patience with yourself. So, Country Cow Designs, the Densa Dopp Kit. Thanks everybody. Have a great day and we'll see you in the next one.